This is Channel 13.
Living side by side, dreaming 2 by 2. You are the reason that we do what we do for you. Yeah, for you. We do it for you on WIBW.
Welcome into our WIBW Digital News Center on another Throwback Thursday as we take you into our WIBW Video Vault presented by Ace Plumbing, Heating and Air, and Appliance. Good to be here.
Good to be here. Now, today's segment?
It's all about you.
Well, no, it's not about me.
It's about us and you.
Because, yeah, Melissa, we normally talk a little bit about what we want to do for each week, but for this week, I just wanted, Melissa received a very nice award here recently, and it just is kind of, it just reminded me of the community involvement that WIBW has had since 1953, whether it's, you know, for the tiniest of events or huge stories that affects, you know, the country. We've always tried to play our part and, you know, be there for the folks.
And this was the Kansas Association of Broadcasters Sonny Slater Award. It is given to a person who was nominated for their service to their station and their community, so which was very nice. It was a very nice honor to receive, but honestly, really, it just builds on the tradition of what we have always done here at WIBW, and really what we believe and what I believe is the responsibility of us as broadcasters, and that is we are here to serve our communities and to be part of all the things that you are doing and share the stories of the great things you are doing. And I'm humbled that anybody wants to include me in anything, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. But like you said, it builds on the tradition, and that is what you have been finding as you've gone into the Video Vault this week.
And I'll just add that, yes, congratulations, and just so everyone knows, I was not nominated. I need to step my game up a little bit, so I'll work on that.
Okay, in all honesty though, credit where credit is due. The reason I can go out and do these events and these things is Doug is gracious enough to come with me and support me in that, and thank you for that, because yeah, it's a lot of nights and weekends, but we have fun. We do a lot of good meals. We have fun as well. Especially when they serve lasagna.
That's
I'm just
true.
saying.
It's on the top of the list.
So you've been finding, though, these things, I mean, really, since we started as a station more than 70 years ago, and some fun things that we've been doing along the way as well. This is from 1980, what year did you say?
87.
87. This is bowling, a community bowling event.
And we do them for various, I mean, you'll see Muscular Dystrophy Association. I think we did Arthritis Foundation.
Andy Weingarten there.
Yep, and I believe this is John Holt, I think, because John was with us through 87. I think that was John Holt, who's gone on to do great things. I believe the tall gentleman is Brad Stauffer.
I mean, the shorts from back then, that's just another level of...
Oh, and that left-hander, that's my brother, who you can tell by the reaction. They
didn't have a good shot there.
Didn't need to show the pins. But yeah, we'd have groups come out, and you know, we do sometimes set down serious, you know, fundraisers, and then other times you get to have fun and do stuff like this. And this wasn't a one and done deal. So I had an 87. And we got a little tandem bowling right here.
Ooh, synchronized.
But, yeah.
I like it.
Andy stumbled just a little bit and cost us some points there.
That works. It still works, though.
But yeah, but they got together and did fun things. And you're going to see in another video, this is from 88 that you'll see here in just a bit.
Okay, I'll go back to it.
And it's just, it wasn't only the people you see on TV every day. I think you're going to see George Logan here in a bit. And George was the station
More
manager.
Bowling. This was a fundraiser for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, it looks like.
Right there. And this is kind of cool. There's Mike Madsen with that awesome stash.
He'll really appreciate you including that shot.
Yes, and I don't.
And the glasses.
I don't
those
think that's for
mid-80s,
his bowling,
late 80s glasses.
I'm sure he would have.
You just were making him look bad. Nice. Mary with a smile.
What's
Mary
she
Loftus.
famous for? Hiring Melissa Bruner.
Thanks for that. No, she did just
Smith
fine.
Has done very well in the industry since she has left here. But it was just, it's kind of neat to see people come together because, here's what I was going to get to earlier. That's Scotty Wilhite. He was our ambassador for muscular dystrophy that year, and he was quite the character. I remember him back, you know, I wasn't working at the station, but I was working with MDA doing stuff with him, and he was a great ambassador, spokesperson, And not a bad bowler, as you'll see.
No, it doesn't matter if he went across the line. We're not going to talk about that. He's entitled. Oh, little body language there. Honestly, that's what makes events like that so fun, is being able to be alongside the families that you're helping. Ron Paradis could have fun no matter where he was. So, yeah, there you go.
I've shown more of this than we need to, just because it just shows how many people. Our news director, Jim Hollis, what was he not famous for? Hiring me.
Bowling. Obviously, he was not famous for bowling. Bowling skills.
Bob Murray.
But
it's just kind of fun.
Goodness.
And you're probably remembering some of these folks. And this, if you look in the background, there's Greg Sharp back there taking part in it too. So it's just kind of fun to see these faces and to see it. And we kind of were a family because we work some odd hours. Weekends, nights, holidays. There's George Logan. Got management there, so it probably wasn't.
We all had to behave, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I wasn't there in 1988, but honestly, what I started to say was what makes it so fun is being able to do these events and experience them alongside with, in the case of MDA, the children, the families that they're helping, and the folks who really are involved and touched by these causes. That's always been what I've loved about participating in various community events.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can have fun while helping others.
Yes,
So.
and it's not just bowling. We also had some folks who were showing off golf skills.
And once again, Bob Murray, he was our anchor. I believe after John Holt left, Bob was here for quite a while before the Ralph Hipp era.
There's Dave Relihan. This was in 1988, a benefit golf tournament. Brad Stauffer again.
Wearing the shorts on a cold day.
Yeah. We have a photo of Ron Paradis and Brad Stauffer together in a golf cart, but it was warmer, so I don't think it was this event. There's Andy again.
Yeah. If there was a sporting event that he got to help people, that was Andy's thing. He took care of all of them.
Someone I think was saying so cold.
That was Brad again. So the next one coming up, though, why do I keep finding it? Putting more stories on here because I keep finding more and more people. That this is Bob again. We could have had a pretty good team, I think. If you look, Bob, obviously, great shot. Mike Turner, operations director. Maybe the best golfer, maybe not. Dave
Relihan.
Really good.
Trying to get the shot to go a certain direction.
I'm not sure who this is. He's got a 13 shirt on, though, so he was out there helping the cause. I think this was maybe sheltered living.
Okay.
Now, keep an eye open here. You're going to see Ron walk off, and there's somebody, I think they were chopping weeds. There goes Dave Relihan pulling off. This next one here, I think somebody is chopping some weeds here behind a hill, right there.
Oh my gosh!
That mustache, those shorts.
He had hair then.
That was Eric Guy. So he has hair again.
He disappeared.
It comes back and forth. He likes to change up the style a little bit. But yeah,
you have to do that. You have to, change your look up every once in a while. So that was so fun. Golf tournament. You found more sports. You guys were doing all sorts of sports.
It wasn't just sports. So that's why on the next clip I added a little bit. Jim Hollis, he was a big name. He had that great voice and stuff, so people wanted to use his voice.
I'm just here to click through the videos today, folks.
Well, that's not the right one. That comes to a close.
It says bingo basketball.
Oh,
no.
Somebody must have sent the wrong one.
It's okay. That's what you call a tease. But okay, why don't you just explain what we were going to see?
Well, Jim was asked to be the bingo caller, so he was at an event calling bingo. I got to figure out how I got these sent to the wrong area.
It's okay.
And so he was doing that, and then in the next clip, it was celebrity servers where they ask folks. They still do that sometimes. They ask.
Well, they just did it for Child Care Aware over the weekend, and Jared Broyles and David Oliver took part in that.
That's right. Well, this was Betty Lou Pardue and Mary Loftus. They're the ones who were. Betty Lou was actually singing and dancing.
Oh my gosh!
In it, so we're going to have to get that video back out.
Okay, another time, because we have, like we've mentioned, we have 70 plus years of community service and a lot of things that we have done over that time. You saw a fundraiser for the Muscular Dystrophy Association telethon. More than 40 years we did that telethon, and so you're going to see a little bit more of our telethon history. And then I'd said basketball because I thought basketball was coming up.
It was in there too. It was part of that same clip.
Okay.
Because there were a couple little shots. The reason I put it in there because it was going to tease our next segment. I kind of messed up. That's okay.
You can tell us.
We did more than just nonprofit organizations. Our management for years, if something could help the community, they've done that. So that was the case with a new basketball team and a new arena in Topeka back in the late 80s, mid to late 80s.
So that is what you can look forward to. We're going to take a quick break and be back in 1 minute from your WIBW Video Vault. Welcome back into the WIBW Digital News Center as we bring you another edition, diving into the WIBW Video Vault presented by Ace Plumbing, Heating and Air, and Appliance. We are looking at our long history and tradition of community support here at WIBW TV. We are proud we also, over this past week, received the Tony Jewell Award for Community Service from the Kansas Association of Broadcasters. We've received that a couple other times in our past, and it really does mean a lot because it showcases our commitment to doing what it is local broadcasters are here to do, and that is to serve you. But it's also been fun as you've looked through our archives at not just how we've been involved in different community events, but how they are fun events and the familiar faces that we've been seeing along the way.
Well, yeah, and you talk about community service. The next thing we're going to see, we teased it a little bit earlier about basketball. The Topeka Sizzlers came. They were the CBA team, came to Topeka in '87. Right as the Kansas Expo Center, now Stormont Valley Event Center, opened, and they literally were trying to get the seats put in. You know, one lady in the piece even mentioned she sees dust on the floor because they were still working, and they're like literally hours. Well, it was a sellout. Everybody wanted to see the Sizzlers for one thing, and the new arena. So, boom, tickets were gone, and you know that we could have covered the game with our sports crew. But our management decided, hey, we have the people, the technology, the resources. We'll carry the game live on our air. So, and that's a huge undertaking. I mean, literally the cables, the people, the directors, the technology it took to do that. So it was really
Today
cool.
we have a backpack.
Back then, yeah,
pretty much.
We had trucks, satellite trucks, miles of cable. Yeah, it was
a little bit different, So I know some people have asked and talked about on the History Geeks page and on our page about the Sizzlers and sharing memories of when the Sizzlers were here. That's a little bit, what year is this story from?
'87, I believe, because that's when the arena opened, and we have a ton of stuff from the old Expo Center, so we're probably going to, as time goes on, piece more concerts. I mean, it's unbelievable the concerts they had.
So this is one of the first major events that called the arena home, ladies and gentlemen, from 1987. Here is a little bit of the Topeka Sizzlers.
Oh, I think it's really nice. I really like it. It's pretty. The dust shows up on the floor a little bit, but I guess it's okay.
Oh, I think it's great. No comparison.
As a sellout crowd filled the stands, the spotlight shined tonight on Topeka's newest entertainment home, Landon Arena.
There's a great deal of excitement here, and you know, I'm glad this game is happening. I got probably about 30 minutes sleep in the last week, planning and organizing last-minute details, and so far everything is going the way I hoped it would.
Crews worked round the clock to clean the arena for tonight's premiere, and not in vain. More than 9,000 fans showed up to get a look at the newest edition of the Kansas Expo Center.
I really like it. I'm really impressed with it. I think it will help Topeka, and I think we've needed it for a long time.
Oh, I think it looks great. I don't think there'd be a bad seat in here.
It's something Topeka's really needed for some time, and it's a good opportunity for us.
Right now, the arena is only a temporary home for the Topeka Sizzlers as they wait to sign a lease. But with sellout crowds like tonight, it may not be long before Landon Arena becomes a permanent home. Diana Davis, WIBW News at 10.
The Topeka Sizzlers, and of course, now we are looking forward to once again being home to a hockey team as the Topeka Scarecrows, the new Topeka Scarecrows, I guess you could say, because the first hockey team was called the Scarecrows. So kind of a little bit of a throwback as we welcome the Topeka Scarecrows back to the what is now Stormontville Event Center. And as you know, in the past few years, they did a complete overhaul of Landon Arena and many of the Expo Center facilities, the Stormontville Event Center facilities. And so those green seats, I think they're still green, or did they change the color? Gray, yeah.
They're kind of a multi.
They're not green anymore.
It's a nice blend.
They're not green anymore, and so that'll be super fun to see the Scarecrows once again drop the puck and have a little hockey back
and
at the.
It's not quite as old as the Sizzlers, but I have some of that back in the archive, back when they first came to play. So maybe that's something during the season we'll dig out and watch a little of that.
Well, they are going to be starting their season very, very soon here. So we maybe in the next few weeks, if you have any memories of the original Topeka Scarecrows, we'll see when hockey made its debut in Topeka. We've been talking about one of our near and dear to us and to many people who've been around the newsroom a while, the Muscular Dystrophy Association telethons, more than 40 years as part of the MDA Love Network, as we called the stations that carried the telethon. What happened with MDA was they had independent contracts with stations. So it wasn't only CBS stations or only ABC or NBC stations across the country that carried the telethon. It was this independent network that they referred to as their Love Network. We were the station in Topeka that was part of the Love Network. Gosh, now I'm forgetting. It was around that 2012, 2014 time frame that the telethon kind of scaled back first to, we had a couple years where it was pre-recorded, and then they moved to ABC, I think for just a final year before they decided, you know what, the money that we're spending to produce a telethon, that could be going toward the children and families. And so that is the approach of MDA, which, by the way, this would be a fine time to tease that Topeka Fire Chief, Interim Fire Chief Chad Longstaff is going to be on our 4 o'clock Eye on Northeast Kansas today. And one of the things he's going to talk about is how much they raised. A few weeks ago, they still hold the boot blocks, folks. The firefighters across this country still support MDA as they have done. And so that you might have run into them on the streets and wondered, why is there a fire truck parked here and why are the firefighters in the intersection? It was the MDA boot block, as we referred to it, Fill the Boot campaign. So we're going to hear today at 4 how much it raised this year. But what are we going to see here?
Well, we highlight the volunteers. And in this piece, the people that come in gave their time. You know, that was a long, we'd start in the evening before and then go all the way through the next day. And you gave your time, I donated my time.
Yes.
I think Eric worked for Muffins. They'd bring us little snacks and stuff there. So, you know, you'll see, I think it's Carlos Fernandez. Actually, he's on there talking about it. You know, that's what Labor Day, it just meant a super long day where we're helping people and having a lot of fun.
It still to this day is strange on Labor Day to wake up at a semi-normal hour instead of super early and to not be reciting a phone number or telling people to stand up and clap for 12 hours. So here we go, a little bit of, what year was this from, Doug? Do you remember?
This is maybe 80, 89, 88, 89.
1989-ish MDA telethon.
As the last dollar figure is tabulated and this year's Muscular Dystrophy Telethon comes to a close, we wanted to show you the effort that is put into the telethon by a special group of people. They are the volunteers, and without them, the telethon could not have been a success. We asked them just what it is that makes them dedicate their Labor Day weekend for such a cause.
I've been working with the MDA Telethon for as long, well, it started back when I started with WIBW, and that was 15 years ago. So I wouldn't know what it'd be like to have Labor Day off.
Stand by one. Resolve to one.
Most of the volunteers contribute year after year, and one special person has dedicated her time for 14 years.
I handle the tabulation, sorting, legibility, verification, mailroom area, and the zipping. We have a crew of mailmen that come out with us. We have a crew of the sheltered living kids that come out and help us with the inserting. We have our verification people from our chapter, and then our adding machine people come along too.
Betty Jo and Bob Barton have been working with the telethon for 10 years, and they say they enjoy doing it.
I feel like even though I don't have any children of my own, that I owe it to everyone else to be able to try to help raise money for to help the children of other people.
I don't think it's fair that the Jerry's kids can't do the things that I can do. That I can go play golf, I can run, I can get up and go anytime I want to. And it isn't fair that those kids can't do those same things.
Bob and the other volunteers hope that someday their small contributions will make a big difference. Robert Gibson, 13 News.
That was, I believe, one of the White Lakes Mall, the old White Lakes.
No, that was,
is this?
We'd moved to Westridge.
That was a Westridge,
That's
okay.
looking down, because White Lakes was one floor pretty much until you got to the anchor store. So
okay,
yeah, that was probably the first one we did, maybe the second.
Right. So we were at White Lake Small. I never did a White Lake Small telethon. A Westridge Mall. We were kind of back and forth.
In between there.
Really?
We did Washburn University.
I don't think I knew about a Washburn location for the telethon.
Nice story there. I found back in the archive. We'll pull that out at some point.
Many many, many years, Topeka Harley-Davidson, historic Topeka Harley-Davidson was our home, which was so fun. We would take it over and they would let us move in. We'd ride in on motorcycles, which we did even when we weren't at Harley, because the Harley riders are huge supporters of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So that was always fun. Briggs Kia, when the Kia shop was down there, what's now Owl's Nest, Antique Market, they were in there, and so we did several years there. We did our studio a couple times up on the hill and down here both. We did studio shows, so yeah, it was fun. Yeah, and Westridge, again, in and out of Westridge.
Anytime you can help a great cause and have a little fun along the way, yeah.
And those families, folks, are so special to us. I mean, they really were.
Again, he was bowling. I mean, him and his family. He was. I can't tell you the number of times I saw him in the video while I was archiving it. I think they were from the Baldwin area, if I remember right. And they would come into town to do stuff for TV, to do stuff for events over and over. So if you were the ambassador or the spokesperson, you were busy, and
yeah, we saw you a lot. So, and of course, we have seen our friend Sarah has grown up now. We met her when she was, what, 7, 8, 9, would not talk. We'd always have to like pretend Doug wasn't there and figure out ways. She's come a long way since then. Brock, I just saw Brock on Facebook the other day. We saw Dusty, whose cousin Adam was one of Jerry's kids. Dusty now works in radio, so we get to see him when we're at the Kansas Association of Broadcasters convention every year. So hi to him. Oh, just so many families I don't want to miss. And the Broncos. I don't want to miss anybody. Yeah. And you know, some who are no longer with us, and so they stay in our hearts. And it truly was a Labor Day labor of love. And again, we're going to talk about the boot block on today's 4 o'clock, because our firefighters, same way. Those families mean the world to them, and they continue to raise money in hopes of finding more treatments, maybe one day a cure, and a lot of support services for those families.
Nice tease there. And once again, I apologize for sending the wrong clip.
It's okay.
Some point there, we'll get that. Betty Lou Pardue, Jim Hollis, Greg Sharp. That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah, Betty Lou, another one. I mean, I learned telethon etiquette and compassion and empathy from Betty Lou, and watching her on the telethon for so many years. She loved it. She was someone that you strove to be the type of host that Betty Lou was when it came to MDA.
Yeah. She put in hours upon hours and hours for each one of those telethons.
Yeah, and Ralph and David did telethons. So for all of us, this is a great trip down memory lane, even though it's October and we're long past Labor Day. But oh yes, so a lot of things have happened around here. There are a lot of organizations and causes that we have supported. You know, in our hallway we have a long line from our 60th anniversary of the various organizations that we've been involved in over the years, and they all mean the world to us. You know, we have several things coming up. I say we because, like I said, Doug comes with me, and people like you better than me anyway, but Helping Hands Bon Appetit is coming up this month. We were out of town, unfortunately. I missed the Jefferson County Friends of Hospice event this year. We have the Vallejo Behavioral Health Unmasking Stigma event coming up. Tickets are still on sale for that if you would like to join in.
I need to check the menu.
And of course, we're also, you know, as far as community, we are planning big things, folks, for this year's Miracle on Kansas Avenue parade in downtown Topeka, which is the Saturday after, a week after Thanksgiving. So it's not on Thanksgiving weekend anymore. It's that following weekend on that Saturday. And I can't say them yet. I can't say the big things yet.
Changes, additions, what?
Big things.
Big things, okay.
Big things. Your mind will be blown.
Okay.
How's that?
That's perfect tease.
Perfect tease. So stay tuned in the next few weeks, because we'll be making those announcements. Meantime, thank you for being with us this week for our trip into the WIBW Video Vault, presented by Ace Plumbing, Heating and Air, and Appliance. Glad to have you with us. As always, drop your comments as far as what you would like to see us look for in the Video Vault. And by we, I mean he, because he is the keeper of the vault.
It's in there somewhere.
And he has all of those things locked in. So many suggestions that we have. We keep promising cruising. We are going to get a cruising story in here before the weather turns, Doug. We've got to do cruising one week.
Or maybe we'll do it when the weather's bad and we can't cruise.
And we'll dream of summer and cruising. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Throwback Thursday. Glad you could be with us from our WIBW Video Vault.